So now let's go through the characteristics and features of perfect competition. Okay, so I will call them PC firm. Remember, there are four main features you need to talk about. Okay, whenever you describe a specific kind of market structure. Okay, the first one will be the number of sellers. Okay, specifically number of buyers and sellers. We want to focus on sellers. Okay, so as you can see from the word competition itself, it simply means that it is a very competitive market. There are a lot of sellers. Okay, and when you have a lot of sellers selling the same good, it simply means what? When you have these two key characteristics, it simply means that you as a firm under the PC industry, you are a price taker. Okay, you are not a price setter. Okay, you have no market power to set price. Why is this so? Let's consider this scenario. Okay, when all the goods are identical, okay, and there are many of your competitors. Okay, if you try to raise price, okay, maybe by just 10 cents, all right, your customers, all right, or people that are buying goods from you, okay, they can easily switch over to your competitor because you have no unique selling point, your product is the same, and furthermore, there are many other producers like you out there. Okay, so in this case, you do not have market power, okay, because of a lot of competition and selling the same good. To make things worse, all right, there is perfect knowledge. Okay, meaning to say, let's consider this scenario where this consumer, okay, this is consumer A, all right, and this is let's say Mr. Jeffrey is operating his economics tuition in a perfect competition scenario. Okay, this is Mr. Jeffrey tuition center. Okay, and this is other tuition center, for example. Okay, they're all offering the same service. Okay, obviously this is not true, but let's just use an example. Okay, this is tuition center B, C, D, E. Okay, so in this case, when we assume that there is perfect knowledge, it simply means that the firms or the household, they actually are in full aware of the prices that each of these firms charge, right? So if Mr. Jeffrey or myself tries to be funny, all right, I try to raise my tuition fee, all right, it simply means that the firm, the consumer can actually go to B, C, D, E directly because he is in full aware. All right. Similarly, on the producer side, okay, there is perfect knowledge, meaning to say, let's say there are, I don't use tuition center anymore. Okay, I'll just use Apple. Okay, and some. Let's assume that Apple and Samsung, they are producing the same kind of goods. Okay, and what happens is with perfect knowledge, okay, when Apple choose to invest in R&D, okay, to produce better goods and services, G&S, what happens is because of perfect knowledge, Samsung can easily grab all the R&D efforts by Apple and claim to be its own. Okay, so in this case, there will be a problem called free riding problem. Okay, it is kind of similar to what you have learned, what you will be learning in market structure, public good, or what you have learned in market structure, public good. Okay, but the application is kind of different. So in this case, we have a free riding problem here in a way that firms in a perfect competition market will not invest in any research and development. Okay, they will not incur any expenses in this kind of production, okay, or this kind of efforts, because with perfect knowledge, the other firms can easily copy the R&D efforts, okay, to produce new goods and services. Okay, this is another inherent assumption behind your perfect competition industry. The last one would be no barriers to entry. That means to say there is no obstacle from stopping a firm to come in, okay, or to get out. Okay, meaning to say there is free mobility for producers to come in and set up a firm, okay, and exit the industry, okay, when it's incurring a loss. Okay, and we also assume that there is no high setup cost, okay, or no high fixed cost incurred in such production. So a good example would be Pasar Malam. Okay, I believe many of you have been to Pasar Malam. Okay, so the barriers of entry is not very high, meaning to say you can talk to the vendor and tell them that, hey, I want a place in your Pasar Malam, okay, at a relatively low cost. Okay, and when, let's say, if you are incurring a loss for a several period of nights, okay, you can choose to exit the Pasar Malam. Alright, and the goods that are sold in Pasar Malam, they are almost homogeneous, almost the same. Okay, and you realize that there are many sellers in Pasar Malam selling the same good. Alright, Ramly Burger, there are a few stores selling Ramly Burger. Okay, so a very good example would be Pasar Malam in this case. Okay, unfortunately or not. Okay, so this tells you a clue. Alright, if you want to make money, okay, you do not want to set up your stores in Pasar Malam, or if you want to set up a Pasar Malam store, you will not want to set up a store like Ramly Burger, okay, because of homogeneous product, okay, because of large number of sellers. There are many Ramly Burger stores, okay, because of no barriers to entry, okay. So this actually tells you next time if you want to set up a firm, okay, what you don't want to do, all right.